Hey, this is Chris, but my friends call me Stones. Thanks for checking out my channel. Thanks for checking out my latest video. Thanks for hanging with me. Thanks for rolling with me. That's why I call this channel what I call it, Rolling with Stones. I want you to come alongside me and just kind of look through my eyes and see the things that I'm doing. And hopefully you find that entertaining, educational, at least somewhat interesting to keep on watching. But thanks for watching anyways. Today is Tuesday. It's after a long 3-day weekend. Monday was a holiday, whether you call that Columbus Day, whether you call that Indigenous People Day, whatever you call it. It was a day off for most people. It was a day off from school. It was a holiday. There was no postal service. And I didn't realize that until I printed labels for about 6 different things that sold on Saturday. And then I noticed eBay was telling me they wouldn't ship until Tuesday. And then that's when it occurred to me that it was a holiday on Monday. So I held off, which is very difficult for me to do, so I could show you some of the things that I sold and what I paid for them. But before that, today is Tuesday, and that also meant that I went to some thrift stores, and I also went to my Amazon return store, which is something that I don't always do on Tuesdays, but if I do do it on Tuesdays, if I do it, I do it on Tuesdays, because everything's $2, and I think that's kind of the sweet spot for the things that I buy. So if you don't know what an Amazon return store is, it's kind of an inappropriate name because I think it's misunderstood. It's basically these stores that get all their inventory from product that has been written off by Amazon for one reason or another. Yes, the item could be returned by a customer, and Amazon just writes off everything that's returned. They don't see if it can be resold again. They just write it off. But a lot of times it's because someone's account got shut down for one reason or another. Maybe they abandoned their account. Maybe they broke the rules and their account was suspended. But it's pretty legitimate stuff. It's not always returns. It's not always broken stuff, used stuff. It's sometimes lots and lots of the same thing that particular dealer was trying to sell through Amazon, and then something happened to their account. Now, when I go down there, I found some great stuff before. For $2, I found a pair of specialty rock climbing shoes that sold for $190. I found action figures that sold for over $100. I found an audio cable that sold for $100. That doesn't happen that often. What I end up finding is something that I can sell in multiples. Something that maybe can bring me $10, $15, and then I find a bunch of that. But the other thing I go down there is I go down there looking for personal stuff. It's a great place to shop to get stuff that you need for a really good price. And my goal when I go down there is if I can find a bunch of stuff for personal use, and then I can find 1 or 2 things that will pay for all those items, that's a win for me. But then when I come home with this amount of stuff, it's even a bigger win. So I went down there, and again, everything's $2 today. What ends up happening is the price decreases throughout the week. They restock the store on Thursdays. It starts off at, I think, $8 or $9 on Friday, and then the price goes down every day until they restock the store again on Thursday. So I think Tuesdays is the sweet spot in my opinion, because $2 is that perfect price for the type of things that I found. So last week when I went, and I actually went looking for supplements because I go to the gym quite often. I go every morning, and I use supplements, and they're very expensive. Any of this stuff here would normally cost me anywhere from $25 on the low end if it's on sale to as much as $50. And I paid $2 a piece for pre-workouts, glutamine, citrulline, all this stuff that I use, and I saved a lot of money, $6 for easily $100 worth of stuff. Some other personal stuff, well, I actually find shipping supplies down there as well, which helps me as a reseller. I found a bunch of padded envelopes, $2, that's not bad for those. Got some rubber bands for cables, cords, that type of thing. Sometimes I find other things like small boxes, shipping boxes, great price. You can't always guarantee that you're always going to find that stuff, but when you find it, it's a good deal because shipping supplies are expensive, and I go through quite a bit. I also find little baggies and stuff that are good for organizing things, parts, pieces, that type of stuff. So this is what I picked up for $2 a piece. Shipping supplies, some supplements for myself, a couple of Halloween games by Funko. I'm a Funko collector. I like Funko, and I'm going to start getting into that on my channel eventually. But the big find was right here. I paid $2 a piece for these. And these are model kits made by Bandai for Gundam figures. And these are just weapon kits. They're the weapons for Gundam models. They're snapped together kits. And if you know anything about Gundam and that type of thing, very popular in Japan, very popular. They have a huge following. And these were $2 a piece, and I found quite a bit of them. Now, when you look these up on eBay, there's only 2 listings total. And there's one, they're both out of Japan, which makes sense because Bandai is a Japanese company, and then Gundam is a Japanese license. So it would make sense, and then you can also see a lot of Japanese writing on these as well. So it makes sense that these would be coming out of Japan, but if you were to buy from one of those 2 sellers, it was, I think, $50 and $70 with shipping to buy one of these. And I got them for $2 a piece. I'm trying to totally undersell those 2 sellers, and I've got them listed for $30 a piece right now. I've already listed them. So $2 a piece into 30. They're very light. They're under 3 ounces. If I decide to ship them in a box, they're going to ship at the 6-ounce rate, or the 8-ounce rate, actually. And if I decide to put them in a padded envelope, because yeah, it'll damage the packaging, but people aren't buying these because of the packaging. They're buying them because of the contents. And I got 21 of them. So 21 of them, I have this listed for $30 free shipping. So I'm going to make about $20 plus on each one. 20 of them I have, so that's $400 profit on those. So that was a good find. Okay, on to my sales in no particular order. And this is the best way that I could do it. Was actually put sticky notes on them to show what I paid for everything and what I sold them for. So, first of all, these are the printer heads. I've talked about these before in previous videos. For the HP OfficeJet Pro Series printers. I get these for free at the recycling events that I do. Unfortunately, there's no more recycling events for this year. So I actually sold my last 2 within minutes of each other on Saturday. And then I found another one that I didn't list, and I got that listed on Sunday, and it sold last night. So I'm out of stock already. I sell these for $99.54 free shipping. Now, this is one that I packed up already. And the reason why I brought it out to show you is, and I wish I discovered this earlier, but this is the perfect box for them. These are sorter boxes or storage boxes for sports cards or Pokemon cards or whatever. And I picked these up at my comic book store for 60 cents a piece. That's it. And they perfectly fit inside one of those boxes. I ran out. So the next thing that I do, and this is what I was doing before I discovered that these boxes are the perfect fit, is that I take these boxes, I'll put a little bubble wrap in there, and I cut them down so they fit perfectly, like this. And I'll fold that in. Now, the tricky thing about these is sometimes I can ship them under the 16-ounce rate, so under a pound. But depending on how much ink is left over in these ink cartridges, makes it heavier or lighter. So if there's a lot of ink in there, then I'm paying more for shipping. And I'm a free shipper, so you know, it could be the difference between sending something out for less than $6 or sending it out for more than 10. So depending on how much ink is left in those printer cartridges really dictates how much I pay in shipping. So I wanted to show you that really quick. Then some other things that I sold. These party lights, string lights. These are kind of the Japanese, Chinese lantern version. I got these at Goodwill. I got all different designs. I got football ones. I got Mardi Gras ones. And I got something else I forgot. But I paid $3 a piece per bag. Sold this set for $24.54 free shipping. I picked up this Aquafina. This is like a blow-up inflatable, not like a ball, but an inflatable like display. It looks like a giant inflatable or a giant Aquafina bottle. And I picked this up just recently at a yard sale for $2, and it sold for $29.54. On to some video games. I picked these all up. If you watched any of my previous videos, I picked up 3 game collections at yard sales 3 weeks in a row. So one collection for each weekend at a different yard sale or garage sale. And I paid an average of about $1 per video game. Most of the video games were PlayStation 2 video games for some reason. But depending on what collection it was, there was also some Wii's, there was also some GameCube, there was also some PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and also some PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2, and some other games. But most of them were PlayStation 2. I have paid for all those games by selling just one game from one of the collections, paid for all of them. I paid $40 for one collection, $50 for another, $60 for another, so $200 total. I had one game that sold for more than $200. So that being said, Flipnick Ultimate Pinball sold for $19.54. Free shipping, paid $1 for that. Jurassic Park Operation Genesis sold for $38.54, paid $1 for that. That's the second copy that I had. There was 2 copies in the same collection. The one collection that I bought had multiples of the same game, and I don't know why. I think it's because it was several brothers, and some of them got the same game or something. I don't know. And then Spyro, Enter the Dragonfly, sold for $15 or $14.54, and I paid $1 for that as well. These are all black label, which is what you want to look for. PlayStation 2 also had red labels, and that's referring to the color of the label here. And the red labels are reprints. They're like second edition or something like that. So black label are collected more often or preferred by gamers and collectors. This just sold recently before I started recording this video. This is a plush by Blizzard Games. It's from a video game. It's a drone character or something like that. I paid $3 for that, and it sold for $49.54. Then here is the first accessory I sold from that. If you watch one of my past videos, just recently I bought a box of vintage action figure accessories and weapons. And this is the first one that sold from it. This is probably the only one that wasn't Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is the Weasel from the Cops, Crooks and something series, Cop series. And this is from Big Boss, and this is his pet Weasel. And I paid 10 cents for that, and it sold for $17.54 free shipping. Then on to some blank video cassettes. I pick these up at the Goodwill outlet all the time. People pass them up. They leave them there. They don't care about them. For this stack of JVC, so I pay by the pound. I paid $6 for this stack, approximately. And I sold them for $44.54, free shipping. And then this smaller stack of Maxwell, I paid $3.50 for those per pound, by weight, and those sold for $20.54, free shipping. Now, these are not media. These do not qualify for media mail. Media is what you put on the blank cassette. It's what you put on the blank CD. Media, this is just how you contain the media, okay, if that makes sense. So this does not qualify for media unless there's media on it. Unless there's a TV show, a movie, something like that, this does not qualify for media. Because these are heavy, this is going to go priority, and it's going to cost a little bit of money to ship. Next on the list is these vintage Christmas light bulbs. Now, if the price does not end in 54 cents, that means that wasn't my original price on the item. Someone sent me an offer for these, and I accepted. Now, they only wanted 2 packs. They wanted the clears and the whites. But then when I got these out, I noticed that one of the white bulbs had broken. So I said I'd send him a 3rd pack for free of clears. So $17, and I probably paid 50 cents a pack. So $1.50 on those. Then I sold this Sony. This is a digital Walkman. It's just a radio, AM, FM radio. Got this for free at a recycling event. Then I paid $2.50 at a thrift store for these headphones, and I just decided to group them together. So for a $2.50 investment, I sold that for $37.54, and that's a drop shipper. They even admitted to me that it's someone who's selling it to someone else. And then going back to the accessories that I paid 10 cents a piece for. This is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle accessory. This is for the Gecko, Mondo Gecko figure. This is his skateboard, and it sold for $8.54, free shipping, but only paid a dime for that. Another find out of the Goodwill outlet are this pack of, well, they didn't come in a pack. I just happened to pull 4 of them out of the bins at the Goodwill outlet. There's some sort of Maybelline lip balm, lip liner, something like that. Paid a quarter total because I pay by weight for the stuff at the Goodwill outlet, and that sold for $19.54, free shipping. And then I sold this Sony multifunction DVD recorder. It's basically a DVD burner. I got this for free at the recycling event, and then I put with it a pack of blank DVDs. And I picked these up at the Goodwill outlet, again by the pound. By its weight, I paid about $1 for that. So total investment, $1. And it sold for $69.54, free shipping. And this is going international through the global shipping program. And then lastly, I sold this vintage Wolf Creek by JanSport book bag. And I found a ton of these at a yard sale, ironically, at the yard sale where I bought the Jurassic Park game, one of the video game collections. I bought a stack of these, like 10 of them, 12 of them, for $1 a piece. Now I have to be really careful with these because they're all different. It's the same colors, but different patterns of those colors. So like I have ones where the top part's red, the bag part or the zipper part is black, you know, and the body is yellow. And then I have ones where the body's black, the top part's yellow, the bottom part's red. So I have to be really careful with these. These are really rare. These Wolf Creek backpacks by JanSport, when I looked these up, there was only one other listing on eBay, and they had a different color scheme. It was like blue and gray or something like that. And less interesting is this, and they wanted like over $50 for theirs. So I priced these at $39.54 with free shipping, but I made a mistake at first. I had a lot of people watching these, but they weren't selling, and I couldn't figure it out. Well, I started going through my listings, and I realized I was charging not only shipping for these, but it was charging some like crazy amount of shipping. So people were staying away from actually buying them. But then when I changed the listing, when I corrected it to free shipping, one sold right away. So these are extremely light. They're tiny. $1 for $39.54. It's going to ship at maybe the 8-ounce rate. So it's going to cost me, maybe $5 to ship. So there you go. Weekend sales, holiday weekend, and also some purchases from my Goodwill outlet, or not my Goodwill outlet, my Amazon return store. So let me know what you think, and talk to you soon.